I mean, this face may have something to do with it. I don't know, the way that I talk. You know, I don't.
No, I'm from Norway.
Oh, you're from Norway. You're from Norway.
Yes.
Oh, you're bringing some energy in this room right now.
Thank you.
Yeah, my wife and I were talking about Norwegians this morning. Other than just loving Roar Uthaug, you know, I love that man. But we were talking about the. She had just read something recently about. I think it happened yesterday when the Norwegians were talking about how many medals they won.
Yeah.
And you know, simultaneously saying, I wish that we hadn't have won so many because it doesn't speak to our humble nature. And then right after that, the American journalist went on and said, well, but America's won this many, and we won the curling championship. And I don't know, I think Norwegians are amazing.
That's very nice. What a good start on the
Laura
interview.
Croft! You shouldn't have come here. I'm glad that you did.
First of all, we have to talk about you being like the perfect villain. Why are you such a good villain, do you think?
You know, God, I don't know. You know, I look at like the people that I so respect and admire, like even, you know, Bruce Dern.
And this one, you will sell him cheap.
Who's someone that I've just worshipped for so very long, and all of the villains, you know, that he's played, and I think for a number of those people that I really look up to, they unearth who these people are and look at them in a three-dimensional way, and that's what I try to do.
But do you think that you're like the way you look, or there's anything that make
Well,
people like cast you as villains?
Well, you know, I mean, this face may have something to do with it. I don't know, the way that I talk. You know, I don't know the answer to that question, but you know, I'm not a passive person. I'm relatively intense, and maybe that has something to do with it, or you know, or maybe it's just an opportunity to make you feel for the people that otherwise you wouldn't normally feel for. And as well-rounded and as knowledgeable as most audiences are today, I think you know, you need to do your work in order to impact people. My lips are sealed, although I might open them up a little bit for you. And that's what I try to do. I know that's what Alicia does. I know that's you know what a number of people that are actors that have the reputation that I have endeavor to do.
Cock-a-doodle-doo, nigga.
So does it affect you, like mentally, when you go into a character, you have to like understand them and why they act like they do and stuff like that. Does it affect you mentally when you have to do mean and bad things?
I do. Yeah, I think so, especially in your youth. You know, when you're younger and you have the luxury before having a child to kind of wallow in the misery of the people that you're playing. But yeah, I'm the father of a 7-year-old, so when I get home, I get hit in the head with a Nerf gun, and so I walk in the door and say, "Ow! Oh my God!" And so he just brings me out of whatever stupor I would lovingly want to be in.
So do you tell him that you're playing a bad person?
You know what? I mean, yeah, he knows. You know, it's interesting because, you know, he spent a lot of time on sets now. He's 7 years old, but he spent a lot of time on the Hateful Eight. And he said, you know, are you a good guy or a bad guy? And I said, it depends on where you start the movie. But ultimately, I think Chris Mannix is an unbelievable guy. I think he's a real hero.
Abraham Lincoln, the President of the United States?
Yes.
Of America?
Yes.
But for this one, he said, "Daddy, are you a good guy or are you a bad guy?" And I said, again, you know, I'm a guy who desperately misses his children. And if I was away from you, I would miss you. And I would do anything I could to get back to you. So using that definition, I don't know, you tell me if I'm a good guy or if I'm a bad guy.
That's a good answer.
It's not gonna happen, Doc.
So can you talk a little bit about Roar, as we say in Norwegian? Because this is his first Hollywood movie that he's directing.
Roar Uthaug.
Yes.
Yeah. God, okay, yeah, I'd love to talk to you about Roar Uthaug. I saw his movie The Wave about 3 days before this offer came in to speak with him about it. And I was sitting there talking to my wife, and I said, "Wow, look at this movie. What this director did. Look at how he chose to visually tell this story when a lot of other people would have told the story of the wave coming outside of the car. He chose to tell it this way, kind of inside of the car, only because he wanted to explore the heart of the man who was looking at it and what that meant to him. And I just thought about how earnest and how deep this man must have been, and what he accomplished on what I can only imagine is a truncated budget in comparison to how we in America would make that movie and the resources that we would be given. And then the call came, and we had a long talk, and we had a long shoot.
How they do that?
And he always had my back, and he wanted to come from the heart, and he never deviated from that. And now I feel like I have a friend for life, you know.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, he's a good man, and I think he is going to do great things beyond the great things that he's already done.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great meeting
Lovely
you.
to meet
You're
you
so
as well.
nice.
Thank you very much for saying
really
that.
good.
How's it been, Rule? That's a wrap.
Hi there, thanks for watching my interview. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please share, like, subscribe, comment below if you have anything you want to share with me or with other people here on YouTube. And I hope I see you again soon. Bye, take care.